Welcome to Whistleblowers in partnership with Wix Trade Pro. Coming up.
The only player to ever receive 3 red cards.
I think it still stands now, as a record, and I'm quite fucking proud of it. I said to my dad, even when I was a kid, I think he said, I'm going to play on there one day. And he was trying to ruin me, but he couldn't ruin me because I would just keep going. I'll do another fucking 3 laps if you want. What had happened in my life? It changed my life, Matt, but for good and bad.
Welcome to Whistleblowers with the one and only, the greatest, the finest referee ever to walk this planet, Andy Dillon, grassroots referee, fine journalist, standing in today for Ian Ladyman. Welcome back, Dills.
Thank you very much. Another substitute, another appearance off the bench.
You're a great supply teacher, mate. Great supply teacher. Hugely popular after your last performance for the West Ham fans, so well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I've even got the leather elbow patches, as a supply teacher should have.
Right, good supply teacher. And he's back. He's a different shade of brown this week to the last time.
Thank you very much.
Slightly darker. The spring is here.
The weather is improving.
The weather's improving, as is Mark Clattenburg's hair. You're looking great today, young man.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back, Marky boy. Right, boys.
Life, innit?
Listen, we've got a really special guest today. More clubs than Tiger Woods. Incredible career he's had. The second best player to play for Hull after Andy Robertson. The one and only Dean Windass. What a player.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, Robert.
Dean, welcome aboard.
Thanks very much.
Great to see
invite
you.
me. No drama, yeah.
You're sitting a bit closer to
Thanks for getting me up at 5 o'clock this morning. Really appreciate it.
Good man, good man. Dean, first of all, how are you doing? How are you feeling? How's life?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Doing all right, yeah, doing all right. I just live day to day, mate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Go to the gym every day, keep my head right. Listen, we all know it's hard when you retire from, i.e. refereeing or football or, anything in life, really. If you work in the factory, I think that people, they work and they say, can't wait to retire. But when you retire and then you miss the banter, you miss the crack, don't you? And I think it's the same way in any walk of life. And then you get your problems. We all have our problems, and I'm not shy to cry anymore. I'm not shy to tell people. So yeah, but at the minute, it's all good. Yeah, busy, really busy with doing little bits and bobs. Yeah. With LinkedIn, BDC, me, Razor, and Dominic Matteo and Martin of Fire. So we're doing all that.
Tremendous.
So yeah, meet every 2 or 3 weeks. It's a bit messy, but never mind.
But you're looking well.
Yeah, as you say, go to the gym every day. Try to do as much as I can. My hips a bit sore at the minute, but
Shagger's hip.
do a lot of weight.
Shagger's hip.
Shaggers it. I wish.
It's a terrible injury,
I
that.
wish. I wish. Them days are having else. But no, just trying to keep positive as I can. Really.
So one thing I remember being told about you years ago is that it's that famous story that you trained through your mid-season break, didn't you?
Yeah.
You looked after yourself, got fit for the next season.
Yeah.
But the thing I remember is when we were in the dressing room, the story we were always told is, remember Dean Windass, the only player to be booked twice, sent off and suspended in one game. I was against Dundee United, 1997. Is that right?
I got 3 red cards. I've got to be careful because I'm on the after dinner circuit, so I don't want to tell me these stories. But
Sorry, nobody listens to this.
It is well known about it. And I think it was Roy Aitken was a manager.
Yeah.
And I lost my head a little bit. And,
a little bit.
Are you the only player? Is that the only player to ever receive 3 red cards?
I think it's the story. It's the only player in football to ever be
I think when I say on the circuit, I think it still stands now, as a record, and I'm quite fucking proud of it. Especially at 56. But when I was 24, it wasn't a good day for me.
Yeah. I was 17, 1997. You were at Aberdeen, right?
I was 24, I think.
Were you 24 then?
What was I?
1997.
I was born in 69. I'm not very good at maths. So, but no, I was.
You can't count red cards, can you?
I was young, and it was one of them, innit, where Big Roy was under pressure. I can't remember where I was at the time. 6th in the Premier League, and there's only 10 teams.
Yeah.
And Roy just said, we've got to win today. Live on Sky, got Dundee United.
Yeah.
Jim Leighton was in goal for Dundee United, who ended up signing for Aberdeen. And my head went. 2 tackles, red card, called the referee, whatever I called him, another red card. And then the corner flag, give me another red card.
You kicked the corner flag, didn't you?
I picked it up and threw it. Yeah, I picked it up and threw it. But even the Aberdeen fans hated me at that time, I think. And we got an 8-game ban, 4 weeks' wages, sold by the club, sold by the SFA. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it wasn't a very good day.
It was brilliant. It was brilliant.
And got beat 5-0.
I think that's weird. Not the 8-match ban, it's the 4 weeks ban.
Yeah, I always say when Josh was, I think, 2-year-old at the time, I think, when I signed for Aberdeen, I always say he never fucking ate for a month. I was skint, you know what I mean? No, it wasn't a good day.
Reminds me of that famous joke. There's only one player to play for Scotland and Celtic whose dad was Jamaican. You know that? Roy Aitken. His dad was Jamaican.
Jamaican.
I've got to tell you a quick story, right? Because I've been desperate to speak to you about this for years, right? So a really good pal of mine is an actor in Line of Duty, Martin Compston. Right. Now Martin Compston, Line
He's
of
in
Duty.
Scottish, isn't he?
Scottish boy.
Yeah.
Scottish
I
boy.
like him actually. He's good. Yeah.
But you clearly don't remember this, right? But Martin was a YTS schoolboy signing for Aberdeen.
Really?
So he was up in Seaton Sands, I think it was, where he used to do the
Seaton,
training.
when we used to train, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
So he's sitting on the bus with all the youth team players, and they had some good young lads there at the time. Anyway, Martin's
you're going to talk about the handbrake here, right?
and he's sitting on the bus, waiting after training.
The bus, was he?
And Dean Windass gets on the bus, new star signing, gets on the bus, takes the handbrake off. And the coach has said to the boys, whatever you do, don't touch any of this until the driver gets on. And he gets on, takes a handbrake off, gets off on the bus.
You got off the bus?
You got off the bus. Tell us your version of that story.
I can remember it. Listen, I can't remember a lot of things, can I? Now we'll go into it later, but no, I can remember. I think because the bus was always outside, and the kids would get on it first, and then we'd either get on the second bus or we could jump on the first one, depending on what it is. And I can remember the bus driver. I can't remember who it was now. It might have been Tatty or something like that. One of the coaches. He said to the kids, "Don't be fucking touching the steering wheel. Don't be touching the handbrake and that, because where you come out on, as you come out at Pataudry, you actually go down towards the golf course. So it was a hill,
right?
And that's the reason why he said to the kids, "Don't fuck about with the handbrake."
It's precisely why you.
And obviously, when people say don't do it, and I've got to do it. You know what I mean? And I didn't know Martin.
Did you know that story?
I didn't know Martin.
Here's one for your
there,
after dinner speaking circuit, right? So,
yeah, no, I can remember doing the handbrake.
Yeah.
And then I think, I don't know if I pulled the handbrake down and then fucked off.
Yeah.
And it started rolling down. But you know that obviously there's not the steering wheel locks, doesn't it? So it starts veering off a little bit, and I think one of the kids must have gone and.
Who's Martin?
Is it Martin?
Martin
Compston?
Yeah.
Jesus, he's
Do
a
you
hero,
remember
man, him as well.
Do you remember?
I didn't even know he was a RTS, man.
Yeah, there you go. Aye.
Oh, wow.
I've got a great picture of
He
him.
must have been a shit footballer because he's a good actor.
Actually, he plays in soccer already. He's not a bad.
Oh,
He's
is
actually
he all right?
Not a bad, no.
Fair play to him.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a good player. He played the Morton.
God, I
after that.
watch him all the time. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Wow.
He remembers you really well from
Does
that
he
time.
really? Wow.
But you've also probably played a part in making him a mad bastard, right? Because he's a bit of a wild man.
Is
on
he
a
a
night
wild
out.
man, is he?
I give you
Is he?
credit for that, Dean.
Yeah. I did have a good influence on people on nights out. Me and Duncan Shearers.
I was going to say, what was your time like at Aberdeen?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. Yeah. Apart from the 3 red cards, that was probably a bad day. But
You played well up there, though.
yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. You know, the one thing that I enjoyed was obviously playing from Division 2 in England for Hull in the 90s. To be released at 18 by Brian Orton, and then to go back and then sign pro for Terry Dolan. The thing for me was, being a Hull lad, I just wanted to play for Hull City. My dad took me to Bulfrey Park. Mark's obviously he refereed there, and it was a great stadium, a great pitch. But for me to be a local lad, and I said to my dad, even when I was a kid, I think he said, "I'm going to play on there one day." And then I got released, and thinking my dreams had ended.
Yeah.
To go back, and then obviously Terry then had to sell me because they were going to close the gates at Bulfrey Park because they're going into liquidation. And it was Martin O'Neill who tried signing me for Norwich, and that deal fell through. And I just got married then. I bought my first house, had my kid.
Josh?
And then Terry says, "Oh, we need to sell you." And it was December time.
Mm-hmm.
And he went, "Put your house up for sale." So I went, "Right, okay." So in the space of 2 weeks, a month, I knew that they were going to sell me.
Wow.
Because they were going to close the gates at Bulfrey Park. They were going to shut the gates. It was, I can't remember, it was 250 grand inland revenue debts. And Terry says, "Right, put your house up for sale." A squaddy knocked on my door, and my house was up for sale, and he's, I think, 46 grand, I think I paid for the house, something like that. And he knocked on my door, and he went, "Oh, you're the Hull City player?" I went, "Yeah." And he says, "How much do you want for your house?"
Yeah.
And I went, "Well, I paid 46. He went, "I'll offer you 44. And I thought, well, I'm going to get a good move. I need to sell my house ASAP. You know what I mean? I didn't go through estate agents. And he was a big fucker, this bloke, you know what I mean? And he went, "I'll offer you 44. And my ex-wife went in at the time, I don't think. And I shook on it. I went, "Go on then."
Wow.
And I didn't go back on my fucking handshakes. He was about 8'6", you know what I mean? And I went, and I sold my house. and the deal fell through with Norwich.
No.
Yeah, it fell through, and then 2 weeks later, Roy Aitken came in for me.
No way.
And that's when Gazza was there at Rangers,
Great time to be there.
Laudrup, Di Canios, Van Hooijdonks, you know, Laudrup,
Andreas Tom,
Toisty,
all them.
Andreas Tom, yeah, Goffey. Oh yeah, they were different
Good
level.
quality, wasn't it?
They were different level, mate. Yeah, they were. That was a jump from Division 2 English to Scottish Premier League, and I took it like duck to water.
Yeah.
The better players I played with, the better I was. And the better players I played against, so the bigger stage, the better I become, basically. But I only knew, because of the 3 red cards, then Roy got the sack the next day after that. And then Alec Miller came in. Well, Keith Baconshaw took over temporary charge. But I had an 8-game ban. So, and I don't know if it was Keith who made the decision or Alec Miller came in, and he made me train on my own every afternoon, coming at 1:30 with Hoggy, Stuart Hogg, the fitness coach. He won't let me train with the players.
That's against the rules now, right? You're not allowed to train on your own, if I'm not mistaken.
Honestly,
PFA rules.
I used to come in at 1:30.
Was that punishment? Was that punishment?
Well, I don't know if obviously the story became Alec Miller got the job eventually, and he wanted to sign Higgy, and he ended up signing Higgy. Excuse me, and Alec Miller came in and says, right, I don't want him in the morning, so I'd come in at 1:30. All the players would be leaving, and I'd come in and I'd either go down to the beach area in the gym and just run on the treadmill. Then he'd make me run on the stands up the steps. But I actually was like fit as fuck. I could run. You know what I mean?
You were a good neck, weren't you, as a player?
I could run. I wasn't quick, but I was a strong runner. But I could long distance. I never got beat ever. And then when he did make me train with the players, Alec Miller, I can remember doing these runs around the track, and he fucking hated me, and I didn't like him. I didn't like him at all. He was assistant manager at Scotland.
Yeah, he was Hibs manager. Then he went to Liverpool as assistant, didn't he?
He was Hibs, and then he got the Aberdeen, and then he was assistant to at Scotland with Craig Brown, I think he was as well. Yeah. But I used to have a bit of banter. He'd come in like, you got your boots on there, and he'd walk in, and I go, here we go. The gaffer's got his fucking steel toe caps on again, like, because he'd just come in and talk about Gordon Strachan and fucking Gary McAllister and Colin Hendry. I go, fucking name dropping again. Here we go. Scotland are shite, and you're still name dropping. You know what I mean? But he'd actually hear me, but he wouldn't answer because I knew I was a cheeky. Yeah. So I just thought, you treat me like a twat, I'll treat you like a twat. Yeah. Right. And then when I got my ban over and I was running, he was trying to ruin me, but he couldn't ruin me because I would just keep going.
It's like a war of attrition.
I'll do another fucking 3 laps if you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get them steel toe caps on your fucking bell end and shit like that. So we
Do you
just
ever
didn't
regret that? Do you ever regret that?
No, bollocks, no, because I knew I was done with him. And I was one of these footballers. I didn't want to sit on the bench. Yeah. I wanted to play. I think he played a lad called David Rowson. No, sorry if you watched Dave, he was a bad player, but I mean, and he used to play him instead of me, and all the lads are going, "What's he playing him for?" Because he didn't like me. Matt, he did not like me, and I just went right.
That must be hard then, but that must be hard, Dean. If you're at a club, especially that far up north, and the gaffer hates you.
Yeah.
That must be really.
Yeah, well,
I know you're a young boy.
The fans love me, and my first ever game back, he played me on the thing. It was midweek, and he played me against Motherwell. I think it was Motherwell, and he started me. Honestly, I'd lost. I wasn't fat. Everybody thought I was fat. I was never fat. My body fat was always low. I was a bit stocky and shit, big calves and big ass, whatever. But honestly, the running that I did, Stuart, Stuart Ogre was who used to. My ex-wife was a runner, so she used to run in the Scottish 3 years. So he used to coach her. So me and Oggy were quite close, really close. And he had me, and he went, "Take no notice of him. Just train hard. You'll either get a move or you get back in the team." First game he played me, won 1-0. I scored. Beat Motherwell 1-0. Brought me off after about 80 minutes, I think. I can't remember when it was. And then we're playing Rangers on the Saturday in the Scottish Cup, and he left me out.
Ooh.
He left me out, and I just thought, me and you
was
were done.
Time up.
Me and you were done. And I just says, look, and I remember going. listen, I'd go out every Saturday night after a game. Right. Either with lads or my wife at the time or whatever. I'd always go out because he'd give us Sunday off, and we'd be in Monday. He'd be off Sundays then, wouldn't you? And I went in a kebab shop later on the night, and Aberdeen was a great night out, by the way. Fucking brilliant night out. it didn't close. You know what I mean? You could have a little pie about 2 o'clock in the morning. You know? And this lad, I was in the queue in the kebab shop, and this is the reason why me and Alec Miller fell out as well. And this lad started slagging my ex off. Anyway, called us this, that, and the other, and blah blah blah. And I nutted the kid in the kebab shop, and my mate who was with me, he was a karate expert. And he had like a Mr. T van. He didn't drink; he was teetotal. He used to drive us round, and he just dragged me in the van, put me in the van, and shut the door. And next morning, Monday morning comes, and fucking Miller pulls me in, and he says, "So you got out to tell me about Saturday night?" I went, "No, why?" He went, "Kebab shop." I went, "Fucking oh yeah." I went, "Fucking shite kebab, by the way." He went, "What?" I went, "Fucking no garlic on it." Fucking like that. Because I know where he's coming. Yeah. And then he went, nah, you're taking the piss now. He says, "You shouldn't be in a kebab shop." And I went, "Why? There's no rules about in my contract that I can't eat kebab." You know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. And then he went, "An incident with a gentleman." I went, "Right, I'm going to stop you there." And he went, "What?" He went, "I'm going to stop you there." I said, "Because I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to do." I said, "If I called your wife, blah, 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 what would you do?" He went, "What are you on about?" I says, "You don't even know the fucking story, so why am I sat in your office, you prick?" Because I knew I was done. Do you know what I mean? And I knew he was trying to find me 2 weeks' wages for nutting this kid. But then obviously somebody must have wrote in and told. And I says, "Don't even think about trying to find me." I said, "Because I won't fucking pay out to go to the SFA."
And he hadn't gone to the police. The kid?
No, the kid hadn't gone to the police, no, because obviously there was a lot of people. Well, there was it wasn't as bad as it is now, but the trouble is, like, the kid's obviously gone, fucking hell, I was out of order.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And obviously my karate man's probably had a word with him out when I had him in the van. Because
explain things to him outside.
Yeah, he's just gone like, "Look, you shouldn't have said that, he's done that, just leave it. But obviously either the lads wrote to the club or the people in the kebab shop.
And that's you away after that then?
That was me done. I knew I was.
I love that vision of you getting in the back of the A-team van though.
It was brilliant. Yeah. I thought I was Mr. fucking T up the night. After about 10 pints in the kebab, I'll fight any fucker.
Mark, what was it like refereeing Dean Windass?
I liked it.
Yeah.
Good laugh, wasn't it?
Yeah, because you could have a bit of banter.
Do you remember the first time?
I knew he was a wind-up merchant.
Right.
You were always that type of player.
Yeah.
And I remember, the one thing that really I remember Boothfree Park, and anybody that visualises it, there was a quick save, wasn't it, at the end of the ground? That's where you used to have to park. Quick save. You had to park in there, walk around. I remember one of the first times I went there, and I didn't realise how important the derby was against Scunthorpe. Yeah. And I didn't realise Hull Scunthorpe was so big.
Yeah.
And I'm driving down Boothfree. What's it?
Road.
Boothfree Road. And they were just scrapping on both sides of the road. And I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, this is a good derby. And the game itself was intense. Yeah. One of the best games I did with you would have been the playoff semi, Watford.
Yeah.
What a game. Yeah. Because you'd beat Watford in controversial circumstances on the Saturday.
You loved those games, didn't you?
Did you do the first?
Oh, the playoff.
Did you do both games?
No, I did the second game.
Did the second game?
Now, I remember.
Yeah, we won an aggregate about 7-1, didn't we?
Yeah, you beat them 4-1 in the second game. But what I loved about the playoffs is they were so fucking brilliant to be involved.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was like as a player.
That was the pinnacle of your career, actually.
Yeah. Because Warnock left me out the playoff final at Sheffield United at the Millennium against Wolves when they got beat 3. And then I left after that. Me and Neil get on well now, but we clashed as well. You know what I mean? We had our views.
We've all clashed with Neil, don't worry.
Me and managers, I think.
But there's a common theme here.
But do you know what though?
Sitting too close to.
Do you know what though? I respected every manager that I played under. But the trouble is, I had an opinion, and that was the way I was as a player. That's how once I crossed that white line, I'd do anything to win a game of football, to put food on the table for my family. But to Phil Brown to take me back, which every other manager, Phil Parkinson didn't want to do it, Peter Taylor didn't want to do it, everybody was saying, get Dino back. when I was at Bradford. But I was getting to like 36, 37. Colin Todd was the manager then, and Toddy went. Paul Jewell came in for me at Wigan, and I turned it down. I turned down a lot of money because my kids were still at school. My ex-wife was training for the police. Bradford had given me a good contract, but not as much as what I would be getting in the Premier League. But at the age of 36, I spoke to Jags, and Jags lived in the same village as me and John Hendry. And he didn't speak to me, Jags, for a year, you know, because I turned it down because they offered 350 grand to play up front with Emil and Camera. Was it Camera?
Titi Camera, yeah.
But Paul Jules, he went, we're going to offer you 10 grand a week, £1 a goal, £1 of parents' money. And then he went, and I'll guarantee you'll get 11 grand a week. And I thought, I'm going to be on the bench then.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be on the bench. That's 36, 37.
You need to be moving.
Do you know what I mean? And I don't know what I was on at Bradford, 3.5 grand, 3 grand, whatever it was on. But I could pick my kids up from school. And I thought, well, I've got over the pension age, is 35. You know what I mean? I didn't take my pension until I was 40 anyway, but because I finished at 40. But then Jagger never spoke. He used to go in the local co-op and he'd fucking walk by me and never spoke to me because I'd turned him down.
I was going to ask, there's probably a lot of players who at 36, being the way your bodies get so battered, would be quite happy to come on occasionally and sit on the bench. But you're different, right?
Yeah, I just didn't want to sit at that. But I knew that I was still fit, and Colin Todd used to say you were unbelievable. Toddy would go, have a couple of days off this week. Didn't want to have a couple of days off. I want to fucking train all the time. Do you know what I mean? And because I wasn't quick, I didn't really pull my hamstrings out. I was pulling my calves a lot, so big calves. But I was always fit. I was never really injured in that. And then I thought, I can't play in the Premier League at fucking 36, 37. Do you know what I mean? And then that never materialised. And then obviously I ended up signing for another 2 years for Bradford. And then that's when Phil Brown came in for me.
Dean, there was one question I did want to ask you, just going back to when you were talking about Hull and they said they had to sell you to stop from locking the gates. You said earlier that it was always your dream just to play for Hull City.
Yeah.
So how did it feel for you knowing that Hull were trying to sell you, but equating it with the fact that you were going to keep the club you love afloat? That must have really heavily.
Well, at the time, obviously, I didn't realise what the circumstances was till Terry really explained to me, and he went, "Look, you're our biggest asset. We've got to sell you."
It's like the ultimate sacrifice, right?
Yeah, and you know what? I didn't have an agent, and when Aberdeen came in for me, he says, "I'll meet you at Humberside Airport tomorrow." I think that we got knocked out of the FA Cup, and in the two houses on the corner of Bulfrey Road or North Road where my school was, his office was upstairs. Their houses now, the proper houses now, and we got knocked out of the FA Cup on the Saturday. So he was making the first team playing the reserves on the Thursday night. So I'm preparing Thursday afternoon and for the game, and I was captain at the time. And he rang me up and he went, "You're not playing tonight?" I went, "Oh, why? I want to fucking play. We haven't got a game Saturday. I want to," you know what I mean? It's only a reserve game, but he was playing the first team because he was punishing us for getting knocked out of the FA Cup. And I went, "Oh, fuck, Gaffer, come on, I want to play tonight. I've been fucking preparing all day. He went, "No, come to my office an hour before the game." I went, "Why?" He went, "If it's all right with you, I've just agreed a fee with Aberdeen." I went, "Why the fuck's Aberdeen?" I fucking did, honestly.
Did you?
I went, "It's in Scotland." I went, "Do I need my passport?" He went, "Yeah."
As a foreign currency.
I fucking did. I've never left Hull before, do you know what I mean?
But your stomach must turn knots, right?
I was nervous, yeah, of course. And then obviously...
you said Josh was a baby at the time, right?
Josh Josh was nearly 2 years old, when I signed for Aberdeen, yeah. And it was a big culture shock to me, really. But I remember going in the office, and the deal, he went like that. He went, "Roy Aitken's going to ring in 15 minutes. Answer the phone." I went, "All right." And Ned obviously spoke. Ned spoke about the fee. I think it was 600 grand up front, and then so many after appearances went 750, I think, something like that. But they wanted the 250, which paid the debt off. And then I'm on the phone with fucking Roy Aitken, legend of Celtic, going like that, and he went, "Right, this is what you're getting, 3-year deal."
So you're negotiating that yourself, no agent, right?
No agent. He just says, "This is what you're getting."
So do you agree? Do you say, actually, no, I need a bit more of this, or a bit of house?
Roy just Terry just said to me, "This is what they're offering you."
Yeah.
Can't really turn it down.
Right, okay.
This fucking club's going to go tits up if you put that phone down.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I went like that. I went in Roy Atkins, right? So this is what we're offering you: 3-year deal, sign-on fee, fucking blah blah blah, goal bonus, win bonuses, all that shit. And I went, well, I haven't really got any choice, have I?
So, Dean, do you mind?
No,
ask
that's what you want.
How you felt when you put the phone down and when you walked out of that office? What's your head?
Well, what I'd done was I'd gone in the change rooms because all the first team lads were getting ready, and they went, "Why ain't he fucking playing?" You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, because I was Terry Dolan's pet anyway, really. But when you're the pet, you're the best player, aren't you?
Yeah.
And I went in the change rooms and I said, "Lads, I'm not playing tonight. I'm signing for Aberdeen tomorrow morning."
And what's going on in your head?
Well, as soon as I put the phone down, I had to ring my wife and say, "Look, I'm going. I've got to get up." I can't fucking remember. I don't really fucking care anymore, to be quite honest. but no, it was just listen. I'm signing for Aberdeen tomorrow, and I went with Terry on the flight.
Did you even know who your teammates were going to be at that point?
I didn't have a clue. So Roy had explained on the phone they just won the Coca-Cola Cup, beat Dundee. Yeah. He says the town flying. We're always third. Rangers, Celtic, Aberdeen. Celtic, Rangers, Aberdeen, Rangers, Celtic, Aberdeen. We need to push them, and you could push it with us. And I want to play you as a number 10, but he said in the hall then. He said we've got Duncan Shearer up front, Billy Dodds, Scott Booth, Ian Jess, Stephen Glass.
It's a good team. That was a good Aberdeen team at that point.
Yeah. Big Zeus at the back, Big John Ingalls.
Did you play with Derek Stilley?
Derek Stilley.
Safe
great
hands?
lad. Great lad, Derek. Crackers.
A lawyer now.
Crackers.
Yeah, I've had some wild nights with him.
I have, yeah.
Now, before we hear some more of Mark and Ian's thoughts, we're in partnership with Wix Trade Pro, and for any tradespeople out there, this one is for you.
That's right, because Wix Trade Pro is here to save you time and money.
Save 10% every time you shop in-store or online. There's no minimum spend, no hassle, just savings.
Amazing. And what's more, Wix Trade Pro want you to start the new year off right.
That's why they've introduced Smart Water, the award-winning forensic marking technology that's proven to deter tool thieves and make your gear traceable and recoverable. And all it takes is 3 simple steps.
That's right. First, mark your tools with the applicator and solution provided. Then place the deterrent signage on windows and doors before registering your marked tools so they can be identified. If only VAR made things that easy.
You're telling me.
To sign up and start saving, just download the Wix Trade Pro app today.
Looking back with what you know now, and we have, transfer deadline day is now such a big thing. And in every window, there's always one transfer where someone is sitting at home. They might be at Bournemouth.
Yeah.
And then at 11:30 that night, they get sold to the MLS or something like that. And it's a young kid who, it might be just starting out in life like you were with a family or whatever. Yeah. And your whole life is suddenly, on a whim, just turned...
I mean, the Dwight McNeil was a good example of that, wasn't it? I don't know if you saw it. Dwight McNeil was meant to leave and his wife posted and said, "I can't believe this. We're about to move our kids to London to Palace. The deal's done, everything's happened." They didn't even have the good grace to phone us and say this isn't happening. Yeah. So she's mentally, the family are ready to move from one end of the country to the other.
Well, basically, I used to have a laugh and joke about it because I used to say to Terry, because it was near moving, I'd say to the players, "I'm going to put my phone in my fucking sock while I'm training just in case my agent rings me." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a big phone at the time, by the way.
Yeah, it'd be one of the big fucking
Motorolas. You had big calves.
My big calves, and then the lads would take the piss and say, "You didn't get your move today, did you? You didn't get your move." And but eventually, then that's when you get the phone call to say.
But it must. I mean, and I don't know whether it has
you don't
hangover damage.
You don't know what you're doing from day to day till the phone rings. Do you know what I mean? It's not like, but as you said, I'm saying about when I had my agents, when I moved from club to club, I went to Oxford and then I moved to the Bradford and things like that. You'd say I'm taking my phone on the training ground because you're waiting for that phone call. And normally it would come on a Thursday. They always come on a Thursday because you'd be off on a Wednesday. And you'd be sat at home on the Wednesday thinking, "Fucking, I wonder if I get a move tomorrow or Friday." Do you know what I mean?
Because Friday would have to be the deadline for the weekend, wouldn't it? So you had to sign before.
You'd sign before 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So you'd be thinking and you won't sleep. You'd be thinking.
Did you have to have a medical and stuff?
Yeah, to go through scan machines and shit like that. Yeah.
Antonio Conte in a Chelsea press conference once said to me, I asked him about management at that club, that particular club, and he said all managers sleep with a suitcase by their bed.
Yeah.
And he was,
Exactly.
And
it's still the same.
Us on the outside, everybody thinks that it's kind of private jets, and it's all right when you're on that upward curve as well.
Yeah.
Let's say you start off at Bournemouth, and then let's say Tottenham sign you, then Man City sign you, and you're going up. Then it's more doable. But when you're on the way down, I guess it's pretty.
But I remember being a YTS at Hull, and obviously, my hero in them days, Gary Parker, was a great. He'd become a good friend of mine, Gary. I thought it was a great player, Parks. You had big Billy Whitehurst and all these lads, and Richard Jobson. And I always remember that Andy Payton, they all left on 600 quid. The club couldn't give you more than 600 quid.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And I remember signing my new contract with Terry. He offered me another 2 years. I remember giving me 500, 600 and 15 grand sign on fee.
Yeah.
And then obviously when I went to Aberdeen, don't get me wrong, because I wanted to play at a high level. Of course you do. You know what I mean? But it's the thing. The scary thing about it is you just got married, you just had a kid, you just bought a house, you're playing for your hometown club, you're scoring goals, you're playing well. You're hearing noises from other people that there's scouts in the director's box today. So I'd go to the press officer and go, who's in the what scout's watching me today? Do you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, but that pressure was fucking brilliant because I knew that they'd be in the. Yeah, they'll be
responded to it.
So you thrived on it. Then.
I thrived on it. Yeah. It didn't scare me. Yeah.
Well, I just wonder if everyone does though.
But it's another part of it. It's like getting settled somewhere where you're happy living, right? Because if you took a map of the country and put a pin in every club you played for, you covered a lot of the country, right?
But Oxford was a tough time for me because then my second child, Jordan, was born, and then obviously my family didn't settle really.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I had to put a transfer request in.
I was going to ask because that's the only club that's kind of down south.
Yeah, I was in Bicester Village, so I lived in Bicester. I've never been. I'm a northerner.
That's the furthest south you went.
Did you not like? Do you not like the south then? Are you feeling weird down there?
No. Yeah,
shandy drinking.
Yeah. Even coming on the train, and don't get me wrong, when I come to work and you go on the train, and for BDC we do a lot of work in London and doing that, and we stay in hotels and that. But I am out my comfort zone a little bit.
Yeah.
Why? It's like a rat race, isn't it, round here? Everybody's fucking. I'm like, Razor Ruddock was the other day. We were walking down one of the streets in London, and I was on my phone. I went, "Don't fucking be on your phone down there, Dean. Get off your phone." I went, "Why?" I went, "Somebody will just." That don't happen in Hull. Do you know what I mean? That don't happen in Hull. You know what I mean? Somebody walks on the street, buys you a fucking bacon sandwich and a McDonald's or something. You know what I mean?
There's so much CCTV you can't.
Well, yeah, exactly. But
someone will
but like Bicester Village, great. It's a massive housing estate now, but it was only just getting built then.
Yeah.
I bought a house down there. Obviously, I had my second child, and listen, I've just brought my second autobiography out. I don't really spoil anything, but we couldn't settle. She was crying every day when I come home from training. I was scoring goals. I was flying. I had an agent, and then Mally Shotton was my manager, who was my youth team coach at Hull, and I played in the first team with Mally. And I had to make a decision.
Yeah,
I was a record transfer fee for. I can tell the story. I was a record transfer fee of 475 for Oxford in '96, and I went, and that still stands now. And I'm 56-year-old. That's how fucking shit Oxford are. You know what I mean? But it's obviously now they've paid. But I enjoyed it on the pitch, but not off it.
Yeah. So if let's say Chelsea had come in for you, or Arsenal or Tottenham, would you have had second thoughts?
No.
Did not fancy him at West Ham? Did you not fancy him at West Ham?
No, but the trouble is, obviously I've done a bit of work. Obviously the years through doing this and doing after dinner speaking and meeting a lot of famous people and people I've worked with over the years and that and Harry Redknapp actually said, I wish I'd have signed you.
Really?
Even Ron Atkinson said to me, I tried signing you.
How does that make you feel?
For Forest. Yeah, because, when we're playing golf now with all the celebs and all the, like, with Hearts and Razor and all that, and they all say you should have played for one of the big teams. Yeah. But you just, listen, if you don't get that opportunity, Big Ron said to me when we were doing the Sheffield Derby, when I played for Sheff Wednesday and Sheff United, and Ron said, I tried signing you when I was manager of Forest. I went, why didn't you then? Do you know what I mean? Because that would have been ideal, because Mark Crosby's my best mate now anyway. I'd have met Norm probably before I did that Middlesbrough. But it just, some things that, I'm glad that I didn't hear that noise in them days, because I'd have been fucking fuming. Do you know what I mean? Why didn't you sell me? Why didn't you? Why, do you know what I mean? Because listen, all we're trying to do is, make more money for our families. So we don't have to work again, basically.
Yeah. So you know, going back to that second time at Hull, in that playoff situation for Hull to get into the Premier League, what was the feeling like to get your boyhood club?
Do you know my
biggest league in the world?
When I was ambassador of Hull City, the chairman at the time, or the chairman's son, Iab, who I got on really well with his dad. His dad no longer with us now. He passed away. He lives around the corner from me, actually, where I live now. And he passed away a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and he did a lot of things, Assam, for the Hull community. Yeah. And he had pulled me in, his son, because he run the range, really, because his dad was an old man. And he went, we're offering you an ambassador role. My dad passed away, so I was, my dad had been proud as fuck. We're going to build a statue outside the stadium. And he went, and the reason why I'm giving you the ambassador role, because Hull City sold you in the 90s to keep the club afloat. You scored the winning goal at Cardiff City to keep us in the Championship in 2007. And to score the goal at Wembley, to take us to the Premier League. My family wouldn't have bought this club if it weren't through you. And I started and I cried. And I fucking cried my eyes out. Because my dad passed away and I'd gone through a bad time. And I went, I just so overwhelmed by him offering me a job, which was a dream job for me as a local lad. I'd moved back to the city after my divorce, and so I got a good job there, and I was doing the lounges and meeting a lot of good people. And I actually went, I can't believe he's just said that I've, brilliant. For me being released as an 18-year-old kid, to achieve what I achieved for Hull City, and going back to Mark's question, I said to Phil on the week before the final, I went, I'll score the winner. He sort of said to me, I was 39, and was me, Fraser Campbell, and Callum Folan. They were the three strikers. So then I couldn't play Saturday, Tuesday. So he'd say, right, he'd pull me in and he'd say, you're not playing Tuesday, you're going to play Saturday. You start Saturday. So I'll play Folan and Campbell. Fraser was 19 at the time. So I'm playing them two, they were a lot younger, and I was gutted, because I wanted to play every fucking week. But I was like, nah. So anyway, the week before, he pulled me and he says, I went, you're fucking not, am I playing? He went, oh, you're playing? He said, just give me 65 minutes, which I normally do, 65, 70 max. I went, I'll score the winning before I come off. And he went, I don't doubt it, Geordie lad, I don't doubt it. And he went like that, and he went, I said, I'll score the fucking winner. I don't know why I said it to this day, and I've done many of these, and I've told the same story over and over again. And I said to Phil, I went, and he went, and then at the end of the game, we're sat having a beer in, and I went, fucking told you I'd score. But I couldn't catch my breath what had happened in my life. Changed my life, Matt, but for good and bad. Changed my life, just changed my life. Don't get me wrong, we're in the public eye and we're famous wherever I go, I get recognised. I don't know if it's I'm an ugly bastard or whatever.
That's what it is.
That's what it is. But the trouble is, everybody recognises me wherever I go, but all they do is talk about that goal.
What's the lesson then, right? If being released as a young guy, you're 22 really when it started to really happen.
Just before me.
So what's the lesson to a young player that might be listening, somebody that's suffering disappointment?
I always talk to kids now in the game. And my old man was a fisherman, hard man. Worked for Tetley's for 26 years as a drayman driver. And when I got released, he says, you need to get a job.
Was it the P factory you worked in?
I worked in a factory first, and then I worked at Bird's Eye, where my mum used to work, in the P factory. And then he says to me, what road do you want to go down? You want to be smoking on the fucking streets with all your mates and taking fucking drugs, or do you want to go down that road? Never took drugs in my life. Never smoked. Liked a pint after a game, liked a pint when I was younger.
Yeah,
and a kebab,
and a wee fight.
And then, the trouble is, and then, as you say, what changed my life was Terry Dolan changed my life.
Yeah, brilliant.
He offered me £250 a week. I got my first year. I'd have signed 50 fucking quid.
Yeah.
Because I was the boatman, and now people are cleaning my boats.
Tremendous. Can I ask what the best night out was then? The best celebration, or apart from the kebab night in the A-team van, what was the best night?
Oh, the playoff final was just incredible, mate. The playoff final was incredible.
What's the particular bit you remember, right, of the night?
Can't really. I was fucking drunk for 3 months.
Just the 3 months. But there must be, like, you know, somebody saying something.
real.
Was it saying to your dad, speaking to your dad, or?
Yeah, mate, it was just my dad. Listen, my dad was my biggest critic, but it was my hero.
Yeah.
And we had a fallout, and he died in that fallout, which did me head in. But I'd always ring my dad when I got on the coach, and my dad never had the mobile. He'd have to ring his house phone. And I remember being upstairs with Ian Ashby, and we were sat without kit on, and we were having a pint, and fucking it's all kicking off, the fucking interviews, and I just could not stop crying because I knew that what we'd achieved, but what I'd achieved. And I remember sat upstairs, and I went to Ash, "What the fuck's gone? What we just done? What have we just done?" I went, and I needed to get my mobile off my wife. I went, "That's my mobile." Can you imagine what your fucking phone was like then? Fucking messages coming out your arsehole. And I went, "I need to ring my dad. I need to ring my dad." And I ran my dad's mobile, house phone. I went, and I went, "All right," because he didn't go to Wembley. He wanted to watch it in the local pub in Hull. And I started crying, obviously, and I can't believe what's fucking happened. I can't believe what happened. And you're expecting something, aren't you?
Yeah.
You know what he said? "Wasn't a bad goal, was it?" And that was him.
Was
that keeping you grounded?
The best compliment.
Grounded.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because all my career, Mark, he used to say, sign programmes, never turn down anybody, because when you finish, people might stop asking you for an autograph. Because obviously nowadays they want more about, they want selfies anymore and all that shit. It was sign programmes, sign as many as you can.
Yeah.
Because might come to a day when they stop asking you.
It's true.
You
That.
never ever fuck. Like, you've never changed in your hometown. And, you know, Gazza's never changed. I've never ever changed. I walk in my local pubs now and they all just go, "Oh, here's Dino." You know, Ricky Hatton was one of my best mates, one of my good friends, who was exactly the same in Manchester. And my dad just grounded me and just said, "Never ever change as a kid." And I'm quite proud of that. Listen, I'm not a big time. I've never ever been in big time, Charlie. I've never fucking, you know, disrespected anybody. I've made many problems and many mistakes in my life, but I can walk in a fucking local pub and somebody will buy me a pint.
Yeah.
And I'll buy him a pint back.
That is a sign. That's a sign of someone who inwardly is actually quite confident in themselves. The fact they don't need to showboat.
Yeah.
They don't need to show off. And
I was always confident as a kid, though.
Yeah.
I was always a cheeky.
You never
bastard.
came across that like that on the pitch, did you? No, but you were cheeky chappy. But
I
what
was
I'm saying is,
cheeky.
you were like,
I was never big time.
No,
I'd always call you out.
I can't remember your red boots or yellow boots.
My
or
red boots. Yeah, my red and yellow boots. I was that. Yeah, because I was. Yeah.
We should ask the other way around, by the way. Asked him what it was like to referee you. What was he like?
I thought, like, I just before we came on air,
Shit, let's stop here.
I always remember. I think it was either Mark or Jeff Winter or whatever, or Mark Halsey, who used to love. They'd always say when referees look at the team sheet, I always remember a couple of referees going, "It's going to be an eventful day because fucking Windass is playing." Because you knew that I'd try to play on the edge of these. I'd push it to the edge and then like put Mark and Jeff and Mark Halsey in that, like we spoke off air. In them days, they could go, "Dean, shut the fuck up now. You're getting on my fucking nerves now." I love that from a referee.
Yeah.
The referees I hated will blank me.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me. Or they go, "Do you know if I was over there and they were going to book me, they'd go, 'Come over here.' I'd go, 'You fucking come over here.'" Do you know what I mean? That arrogance of a referee.
Yeah.
I hated that. But the trouble is, I knew how far to go with them. Do you know, me and Jeff Winter have a banter about it now when I kick the ball at his head at fucking Anfield and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I just hated the ones who never spoke to me.
Yeah. And he did.
Oh, he used to.
Always.
He used to go.
Always.
Basically just say, "Right, shut up now, or I'm going to fucking book."
You
and then I know then.
Yeah.
I know how far to
You know what I would say to him?
Yeah, go on.
Dean, if you don't shut up, you're going to get a 2-week fine off the gaffer. So you've got two choices. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and I couldn't afford to lose fucking money.
Exactly.
And then, but that was the banter between us. And I've had
I missed that.
I've had rows with you. I've had rows with him. I've had rows with him. Do you know, in the tunnel I've had rows with him. And he'll just go, "Shut the fuck off." Do you know what I mean? But then afterwards I see him in the van, I go, "Fucking good banter that. Good banter that."
Go back a second. You know, there's a great Harold McMillan quote. He said, "Nothing rolls up as quickly as the red carpet." And it's a hard part of your life as a footballer when you hang your boots up. And you went through a really bad time, didn't you, Dean?
Yeah.
But again, what's the secret to getting through that dark spell and the trenches you were in?
You don't you expect retirement.
Yeah.
Because I was 40, so I was happy. I probably could have played for another year. I went with Shez, my mate, to Oldham on loan. Towards the end, and I shouldn't have gone really, but I wanted to carry on playing. And no disrespect to Oldham and the players, but when you play that and you drop down, it's hard. You're seeing things that they're not, and that. And so I decided. I just says, look, I'm gonna call it a day at the end of the season. I spoke to Nicola Ben, who was my agent at the time for First Artist. I went, I'm retiring at the end of the season. She went, are you sure? I said, I probably could do one more, but do you know what I mean? And I didn't think I was going to go through a divorce. I didn't think that things was going to happen in my life. Mm-hmm. And so people always say, was you prepared? I was very, very prepared for retirement. Mm-hmm. I'd done. And then I thought, I'll go into coaching. I took all my qualifications. And then just the shit hit the fan, mate. The shit hit the fan. I just, I was going through a bad time with my divorce, or my wife at the time. And then my dad passed away. Mm-hmm. I started drinking very heavily, and it's because I had an argument with my dad. And I want to say this because obviously it's very documented now. My kids don't speak to me at the minute, and it's hard. It breaks my heart, and I've said that to him. I've texted him, and it's just fallen on deaf ears. Because what I had an argument with my old man, and for 5 months I never spoke to him. Mm-hmm. And for 41 years of my life, he was my best mate. Mm-hmm. I had a row, don't want to go into it, it was personal, with my kids and whatever, and he died in that 5 months. Yeah. And it fucked me up. Mm-hmm. And I blame myself. Right. And then that's when I didn't want to hear it from anybody. I didn't want to speak to anybody. I never spoke to anybody. Drinking, trying to commit suicide, all that shit, which is fucking stupid looking back now. Mm-hmm. And yeah, some days they give you wake up calls. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I went to Sporting Chance for 26 days. And it was the best 26 days of my life. Yeah. And the rest is history, yeah. But like you're saying, scoring the goal at Wembley is the biggest adulation you can ever fucking do. Probably refereeing at Wembley is probably the biggest adulation you can ever do. Mm-hmm. But to score the winning goal and then all of a sudden your fucking world just ends. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And my fault as well. Don't get me wrong, it was my fault. My fault that I got divorced. I'm not blaming anybody. I'll take it on the chins. Do you know what I mean? I'm not shrinking violet. I'll sit there and I'll go, yeah, that was my fault. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was my fault that my dad died. And it wasn't. He had an heart attack out the blue. Mm-hmm. But I'm thinking, if I'd have knocked on his door, did it, and that's why I don't want my kids to make the same mistake. Yeah.
But you're not speaking to them anymore. But here's the thing, with that in mind, the argument with your dad, does that not give you an extra sort of impetus and momentum to go and get them fixed?
Yeah, but I'm trying, mate.
You're trying? Yeah, you've got to keep trying.
I text him every day and I try, and I watched Josh last night against...
You're at Wrexham now, right?
At Wrexham, good player, and, married with a kid. I ain't seen my grandchild for a year. And, it's a tough thing. And people said, why you mentioned it? But I want to mention it because I don't want my kids to make the same mistake as I've made. Yeah. Because if I'd have... Listen, mate, it's my responsibility as a parent. And I thought it was my dad's responsibility as a parent. Mm. But then I actually thought, when the shit hit the fan, I actually thought, do you know what? If this is subconsciously, if I'd have gone on, and you know what? I was working for Soccer Saturday, and this is how stupid it was and how ironic, and maybe I should have done it. And I was living in Leeds, and I was driving, I was doing Soccer Saturday, I was doing Invision at the KC. Mm. And I was a little bit early, Mark, and I thought, you know what? I'll fucking just pop in at my dad's. I've not spoken to him for 5 months. And you know what? If I'd have gone like that, knocked on his door, he'd have probably fucking punched me in the face or done whatever, and they'd gone, right, come in and give us a kiss and cuddle, had a cry, and it'd have been all done with. Mm-hmm. But my attitude was, why should I knock on his fucking door? He's the dad. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean, Mark? And now the roles are reversed with me now. Mm. I want to knock on Josh's door. I don't even know where he fucking lives. That's how bad it is. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He's in Chester somewhere, or Cheshire, I don't know. And then my youngest son, obviously, now has decided not to speak to me over a family issue. And so I don't speak to my two boys. Mm-hmm. And my youngest lad plays for Clitheroe, and he cleans footballers' cars. Yeah. Josh is playing for Wrexham. So then people say, no, he was a bit out of order, not talking about your kids. Why should I not fucking say it? Because the reason why if I can get that message over to my children, please don't make the same mistake.
Yeah.
Because I nearly lost my life through it.
Yeah, life's too short,
but
isn't it?
you've just summed up a lot of this, hour together. It's interesting because you mentioned family. You've mentioned family. You did an awful lot for your family in your football career, and your family means so much to you. And I think we can all relate to certain issues around fathers, your family, not speaking, blah, blah, blah. And it must be incredibly difficult knowing that you've sacrificed a lot for your family to achieve what they've achieved. And that's the hardest bit, isn't it? As a father, you want.
Well, the one thing that we try to do, and it's very easy when you're in the public eye that you can open a few doors for people. Don't get me wrong, I don't play football for Jordan. I don't play football for Josh. They do it themselves. And I got Jordan at Oldham with Shez. Fortunately, he snapped his hamstring and he never made pro. Or he made a 2-year pro and then he came out of it. I opened a few doors for Josh when he went to Iraqi, when he got released. It's not me. It's not about me. It's nothing about me. Yes, I've opened a door, and yes, you've gone and been a good fucking footballer. The frustrating thing is I'm the proudest fucking man in the world when Josh scored the winning goal at Wembley, Sheffield Wednesday. Took the heat right off me. People say, what was the most important, your goal or Josh? Fucking Josh's all day long. Do you know what I mean? We have, when we did speak, really, a bit of banter. Man was a fucking better goal. But you got anybody can fucking edit, can't they?
Also, to go north as well, like he did, to go to Rangers.
And he was outstanding at Rangers, and don't get me wrong, the kid's a fucking player, by the way, and I'm very proud of it. And I used to go in the garden with both of them, left foot, right foot, when they were walking, started walking, left foot, right foot, left foot. And naturally, they're both left foot, right footed. But that's testament to them. Testament to, like we say, saying sacrifice your life to be a footballer. Josh is teetotal, Jordan's teetotal, and I'm proud as fuck as that. I was brought up in the drinking culture because my dad worked for Tetley's, but when I played football, I didn't have a drink. I had a drink after a game.
Yeah, always.
But then I fucking sweated out on Monday, and I was the best trainer at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I was probably the worst trainer, but I give him the ball away. But then I was just say I'll be the best player on Saturday.
Is there a vicious cycle though, Dean, with that? Like football in itself and the fame, and that must be like a drug, right? And then the come down, because I've spoken to a few ex-pros I know, and they talk about the fact that you just kind of, and it happens to people in everyday jobs. They finish and they go.
Yeah.
But it's a different sort of job in that it's condensed and it's, there's so much pumped into it and you're on such a high that it is a come down and a massive shock.
Yeah. When
you walk away and having to deal with that is where the problems start, because you prepare for a game, but you don't prepare for no games.
No, the worst thing that happened to me was all what had gone on. But the worst thing was when I was working for Soccer Saturday, my dad passed away. I wasn't in a good place, but I was getting through it. The hardest thing is that your phone doesn't ring.
Yeah.
People don't want your shirt anymore.
Yeah.
People don't want your boots.
You even miss getting asked for tickets.
You're getting asked for tickets and and all of a sudden then that's when that ambassador all came in. But then obviously when my kids signed pro, it made me reborn again. I could go watch them.
You had a focus.
And I'm fucking more nervous. I was never nervous when I played football ever in my life.
Because it was in your control, right?
But when I'm sat there watching Josh and Jordan, I'm like, fucking don't get injured. I can't do all about it. When Josh scored the goal from in his own half, my football brain was unbelievable. And Josh's is very good. You know what I mean? And I saw it. I'm thinking the keeper's off. Go on then. Go on. And he did it. And me and Jordan was sat next to each other at Hillsborough. And I'm going, it's fucking in. It's fucking in. And I just broke, every supporter just jumped on me. And I just broke down going, he's actually seen it. He's seen that vision, do you know what I mean? He's seen that one step ahead. And so, but the adulation, all the things, don't get me wrong, I was an attention seeker and I am now. I hate being on my own. I don't like Kerry will tell you, my new partner now fucking changed my life, mate. We've had ups and downs as well, but she changed my life. And I hate being on my own. I fucking hate it because I was on my own as a kid when my mum and dad got divorced, and then now round the change rooms, we used to laugh and joke in the change rooms. When you're having a number 2 in the change rooms, I'd leave the fucking door open and they'd go, Dino, shut the fucking door. I go, no, I want to know what's going on. I don't want to miss anything. I don't want to miss anything. And the managers are going, shut that fucking door. I go, Gaffer, I don't want. I'd always want to be involved. You know what I mean? And I'm very proud to say this. I was an attention seeker as a kid. I'm an attention seeker now. And I don't want to change. I don't want to change my personality. I don't want to change that. When I walk in a room, I want people to smile. I want people to have a bit of banter. I want people to laugh. I go to the gym every day and there's this lad, he's a great lad. And he goes, never lose your smile, Dean.
Yeah.
And that's what I try not to do. You know, yeah, don't get me wrong, we have good days and bad days. I had a bad week last Friday and Saturday because my mum's just been diagnosed with breast cancer and just had a breast off. I can't cope with shit, me.
Yeah.
I think it's as we get older. I think it is as we get older. But I could deal with things when I was a footballer, but then now when I wake up in the morning and the phone's not ringing and I've got to get out of bed and make my bed and put my pillows on top and do all that. I've got to get to the gym. I've got to clean my fucking head. I've got to do something. If I don't, I'll just go on the piss.
Well, Dean, I've got to ask you about that. You know, you did get the diagnosis, didn't you? Was it stage 2 early dementia diagnosis?
Early dementia, yeah.
And you know, you've had adversity in your career. And a lot of the time on the radio, I talk to former footballers who think about dementia, and I've had the same diagnosis. So how's the last? It's 2 years now, isn't it? And
over 2 years, yeah.
Yeah. And what have you noticed? Anything? How are you feeling?
No, I ain't noticed anything different. Don't get me wrong. As you get old, you forget things anyway. Yeah. But I was a guinea pig. I've mentioned it on my last podcast. I was a guinea pig. John Stiles asked me because he's a comedian on the circuit. Obviously, nobody died of dementia, and he's trying to get as many ex-footballers in this scam machine. Mm-hmm. I declined at first. Then I went, okay, I'll do it, John. Yeah, no problem. And then the results come back, and they went, but you could be like this for 10, 15 years. Mm-hmm. How long's a piece of string?
Yeah.
Basically, just live your day-to-day life. Mm-hmm. You know. But then obviously David May, my mate, obviously Maisie, who played for Man United, he's campaigning for all these football families. They went on, John and David went on BBC News, and they said, can we mention about your dementia? And this was like 2 years gone now. I went, yeah, if you want now, yeah. It's there's only, but I didn't tell anybody. And I told my mum and my brother and my missus. I didn't tell it. I didn't go around pubs going, oh, I've got fucking dementia because I got the results. So I just thought, well, I hadn't. I have, but I hadn't. You know, because the stages, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. If you get to 6 and 7, that's when you're struggling. You're in the home. You know what I mean?
And you're stage 2, right?
Mild stage 2.
Right. Yeah.
So it's not even an issue. Do you know what I mean?
You not notice anything at all? Or?
Do you know what? So, my missus runs my diary. Don't get me wrong. I do. You know, me after dinner speaking, she's got to go, right, you're there next week. Because I'll probably might, you know what I mean? I might forget or whatever. But like there now, I've sort of got used to my phone, so I can put it in my own phone now. I'm not the brightest, trust me. So I let you go, right. So I put it in my phone now, so at least I know where I am. I know what my after dinner speech is because I've been doing it 16 years.
Yeah, peddling the same shite 16 years.
Peddling the same shite for fucking 16 years.
It's good shite though.
But apparently, dementia is things that like years ago. Dennis Bovell's one of my ex-coaches, lives on the corner now. He's got stage 6, 7 now. Yeah. But he'll still tell me about 20 years ago. Yeah. But then can't remember what he did yesterday.
Yeah.
And I think that's what dementia or Alzheimer's is, isn't it?
Do you think that there's a link to head in the ball? Because you did head
that
the
was
ball.
That was the link. Yeah. It wasn't about games. It was about training every day.
Yeah.
How many times would you head a ball?
Well, 1,000 times a day.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, you do crossing and finishing. You ping the ball out there, you run in the box, you edit. Right, You ping the ball out there, you go that edit, or you'd volley it or whatever. And obviously you edit in games, but you don't edit in games as much as you do in training.
No, so training was.
Oh, they just do drills, wouldn't they? They do drills.
Do you think it's right with the young lads now? You know, that my son's 16 now. 11, but you notice it, because when they get to 16, 17, they don't look comfortable with the ball in the air.
Yeah,
it's one of the first things we were taught.
Yeah, but that's an interesting one because everybody links it to match days. It's not match days, is it? Because like you said,
20 years of heading the ball.
Yeah.
And like it's when you used to do sit-ups. You used to do sit-ups and didn't understand on your feet and you do sit-ups.
Head the ball at the top.
You throw the ball and you come up and edit.
You
throw the ball. Yeah. I remember Brian.
Ball on the string.
Ball on the string.
Did you have that as well?
Fucking hell, but this was on the back pitch at Bullfrey Park. It was like that lamp there. But it was a fucking medicine ball. A medicine ball. So they go out and they go like, go out with your neck. Get your neck muscles in your head, this fucking medicine ball. But then you do sit-ups, 1,000 sit-ups every day, and you get up and edit. Then you do the drills, and then I'd see Pete Skipper, God bless him, now he passed away, Pete. And I can remember, like, they'd throw the ball to him and he'd head it as far as I could kick it.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're just powering at it.
I think about this a
That
lot.
practicing the medicine balls for the bloody kebab shop in Aberdeen.
I didn't want to
Have
say
it,
that.
Sam. Have it.
I was wondering if I was getting across the
Is that where
line.
it came across?
It fucking wet that night. I know that. But going back to it, I don't. Obviously, because it went public.
Yeah.
And everybody's thinking I'm dying. I'm not dying. I know what I'm doing day to day. I've got no issues about driving. I've got no issues about going and doing my gigs. I've got no issue about. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, we all forget. Like I say, we all forget things.
Yeah.
My missus is 50. She forgets things. You know what I mean? And that's just a natural. But because it come out, everybody thinks, "Oh, you're fucking losing it. You're losing it." You know what I mean? And I can have banter with it now.
Yeah.
Can have banter with it now. Do you know what I mean? Walk in the pub, forgot my wallet. Oh, fuck, I forgot my wallet. Get me a beer.
Yeah.
So there's pros and cons to this dementia.
Yeah.
But then when you get serious, then that's when you got to be.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When you start fucking, you're forgetting to do things, and sometimes my missus goes, "Don't go in that kitchen. Don't be putting the cooker on. She might forget to turn it off because she might do."
Yeah, yeah.
So there's little daft
Yeah,
little
yeah.
things.
I think Jeremy, is it Jeremy Paxman's got Parkinson's, I think, hasn't he? And I read a piece of him and he was joking about it the way you do when he said it's great we all go out for a beer together and then someone brings a tray of drinks back and we watch them walk from the bar back to the seats and you see how much beer is actually still left in the glass.
Shaking.
Everybody's shaking and stuff like that.
But you've got to have a bit of fun
I guess
with it.
it's a
because
way of
if-
looking at
You've
it.
got to have a bit of fun with it. And I think that if you don't, then you just drive yourself fucking mad, you know what I mean?
Well, it's time to let the handbrake off the podcast. Like Dean Windass at Seaton Sands in 1993 or whatever it was. Great to see you.
No
Thanks for
problem.
coming on. Best
Thanks
of
for
luck to you.
inviting me. Thank you.
Keep it off.
Pleasure.
Right.
Good luck, Dean.
Andy
Pleasure.
Dillon, thanks for standing in again.
Pleasure.
Yeah, what a
Thank you very
supply
much for
teacher.
having me.
Yeah, put your invoice in. We'll get those Monster Munch sorted for you.
Yeah.
Mark Clattenburg, great to see you. We'll be back with a bonus ball next week. Thanks for watching. Thank you very much for watching Whistleblowers. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Remember, episodes every Thursday and Tuesday. And on a Sunday, you'll get our clip of the week.